Sports Park in Klamath Falls. As Oregon Tech and Bushnell close out the regular season with a big Cascade Conference doubleheader. Mike Safford with you here reporting as Tech and Bushnell have split the first two games of this crucial weekend series. Tech won the opener on Friday by a score of 11-1. And on Saturday, yesterday, a game that was suspended due to rain on Friday was concluded. The final three innings were played, and Bushnell got four in the top of the ninth inning to top Tech by a score of 14-12. Oregon Tech at 34-12 on the season. Bushnell comes into play 32-16. Tech will be the 3 seed going into next week's conference tournament. Bushnell will take on College of Idaho in their 4-5 matchup, but we don't know where that tournament will be played. We'll keep you updated. UBC and Lewis Clark State playing along with us today, so we'll be able to know exactly where that tournament will be played by the end of this afternoon. Bronson Chapel gets the start for Tech, the kid from Utah, 2-1, a 3.98 ERA, making his second start of the year. In 20 1/3 innings, 9 earned runs on 21 hits, 2 walks. He has struck out 22. And the Beacons will have the lineup of Nate Stevens, Ethan Stacy, and Jordan Wilson, the top third of the order. It'll be Albert Jennings, who had a good day yesterday with 3 RBI. Will Hudler, who had the go-ahead RBI single in the 9th. He will bat 5th. And Kate Christ, the first baseman, will hit 6th. The bottom of the order, Liam Kerr, the third baseman, Caleb Richter, the left fielder, and Jake Stoner, the shortstop. Max Chapman, the big left-hander, the top pitcher on the staff for the Beacons. He will get the start here in Game 3 as we're set for baseball. Leading off the first inning for Bushnell is the catcher, number 16, Nate Stevens. So we're set to go. Couple minutes late today. If you didn't join us yesterday, we honored our 18 seniors yesterday following the game. So today it's all about playing the game. It's Nate Stevens to start things off for Bushnell. And Bronson Chapel works from the stretch with nobody on. The pitch to the plate, a chopper hit towards short. Barry with a quick scoop, the throw to first, and there's one out. So on the very first pitch of the game, Stevens grounds out. One pitch, and there's one out here in the Bushnell first inning. Batting second is the second baseman, number 8, Ethan Stacy. So one down and another left-handed bat, Ethan Stacy. Transfer from Lower Columbia College, 1 for 5 in the first 2 games of this set. And the toss to him, a fastball right there for strike. Bronson Chapel with a live fastball. It will sit in the low 90s. Has that power slider as well that is truly his out pitch. Stacy hitting 281 on the year, and the delivery to the plate is a little bit low. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Stacy, 5 home runs and 31 knocked in. This is a Bushnell team that ranks second in the Cascade in home runs. As the 1-1 plateward is grounded towards first and foul. They've been benefited by playing in the very cozy ballpark there at the Hamlin Sports Complex in Springfield. You could fit the dimensions of that ballpark inside, well inside the warning track here in Klamath Falls. 1-2 pitch, grounded again, foul. In fact, we were talking about it following the game yesterday, the fact that in Game 1 of this series, there were 5 balls that would have left the yard in Springfield. Yesterday in Game 2, 4 would have left the yard. 1-2 pitch. That's high and tight. In fact, it was a Will Amaral double in the first inning of Game 2 that would have been a home run in Eugene, Springfield. Matt Ortiz had one, Keanu Mizuta had one, and Tyler Horner also, that all would have left the yard there. As Chapel's pitch is lined foul off the left field side. But that's the thing about the game, is the fact that you played at the dimensions. I mean, I was watching the Savannah Bananas last night on ESPN, and they were playing at Death Valley there in Clemson, South Carolina, and playing in a football field. It was 180 feet to left. Yes, 180 feet. As a delivery of the plate, a swing and a miss on that slider. No, it was not held on by Tyler Horner, so new life for Stacy. From where our vantage point was, we couldn't see that the ball was dropped. 180 feet is smaller than a little league field. And you had grown men playing on that. It was pop-ups for home runs, 2-2. This time the slider gets him. First strikeout for Chapel, and there's 2 away.
Batting through the designated hitter, number 34, Jordan Wilson.
I'll save my talk on Savannah Bananas for later today. But it was funny to watch it. It was literally, you would hit a ground ball through the left side yesterday, and it would hit the wall. As the pitch to Jordan Wilson is on the inside corner for a strike. And if you look on the field right now, and you see where Pat Barry's playing at short. If Pat were to take 5 steps back, that's where the wall was. Crazy to think that they were playing baseball there. 0-1 to the big slugger for the Beacons. And the fastball just misses down and away. Wilson leads the club with 15 home runs. He has driven in 49. Ranks second in the league in home runs behind Big Charlie Updegrave, who's now hit 19. It's Chapel's pitch. Slider outside and low. Jordan Wilson, 2 for 5 with 3 knocked in the first 2 games of the series. He's also walked twice and been hit by a pitch. Chapel's 2-1. Slider popped up in front of the plate. Horner looking for it, and he's got it. The side is retired. An easy first inning for Bronson Chapel. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We'll get our first look at the lefty Max Chapman when we come back after a half inning. It is Bushnell 0, Tech coming up.
Experience is everything at Klamath Falls Toyota. Experience digital solutions like an online buying process, fast and easy. Estimate your payments. Nice. Value your trade-in and get pre-approved for financing. Do all the paperwork remotely. Choose in-person pickup or at-home delivery. We even offer airport pickup. Klamath Falls Toyota, where experience is everything.
These days, you can eat about any kind of pizza in any kind of environment, and that's great. But at Abby's, our customers today want the same things our customers wanted way back in 1964. Delicious pizza, shared with family and friends in a fun, casual setting. If that sounds old-fashioned, that's sort of the point. From our 36 locations, Abby serves the kind of traditional pizza that traditions are made of. Good to the last slice. Abby's, a legendary pizza tradition. Yum.
Leading off the Oregon Tech first, shortstop number 2, Patrick Berry.
Patrick Berry to start things off for Tech here in the first after an easy first inning for Bronson Chapel in the southpaw. And Max Chapman comes in high and tight with him for ball 1. Max Chapman from Green Valley, Missouri, a transfer from Michigan State. And the lefty's pitch hits Berry right in the back, and a base runner for Tech. So Pat, who was 7 for 8 in the doubleheader, aboard again.
Batting second, the catcher, number 17, Tyler Horner.
So the batter will be Tyler Horner. Horner comes into the day tied for the league lead in batting, hitting .425, and the lefty misses high for ball one. Chapman pitched for the Springfield Drifters in the West Coast League over the summer. I think that's how he found his way to Bushnell. As the pitch a strike, and it's 1-1. On the year, 6-1, a .350 ERA in 61 innings. Has allowed 24 earned runs on 57 hits, 26 walks, and 49 strikeouts. His delivery to Horner's a high fly ball deep right. Warning track, whoa, and that one's right off the base of the boards. Pat Barry to third, he's being waved in. Tyler Horner to second, and an RBI double off the base of the wall in right field, and Tech with an early 1-0 lead. That ball nearly got out for his 14th home run, but able to hustle all the way around was Patrick Barry for Tech.
Courtesy runner at second, number 33, Mike O'Daniel. The batter is the right fielder, Julian Jones.
So Michael Daniel will run at second base, and a quick start for Tech here against the lefty. And interesting that he faces the two lefties in the Tech order, and both get on board. As the pitch to Julian Jones, a line drive into right center field. No one's getting at that ball. That ball's going to roll to the wall. O'Daniel's going to score. Jones trying for three. The relay throw will be late. And Julian Jones with his first triple of the year, and three batters into the game. Tech leads 2-0. Opposite field line drive off the bat of Julian Jones. Picks up RBI, 48 on the year.
Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 8, Matthew Ortiz.
So a quick start for Tech here this afternoon. And the corner infield for the Beacons already coming in at the corners. And the delivery to Matt Ortiz taken upstairs, ball one. So 7 pitches have been thrown. And Tech with 3 base runners, 2 runs across, and a guy at third base and nobody out. Matt Ortiz has knocked in 50 on the year as he fouls this one off. And they count to 1-1. Quick start for UBC as well, 2-0. The T-Birds lead up in Lewiston in the top half of the first inning. Logan Webb against Dan Orfley, I believe the matchup. Is that pitch grounded towards first? Near the bag, they're going to try to come home. No, they're going to call foul. And Matty Ortiz had to duck down that time as the first baseman, Chris, was trying to make a throw to the plate. So 2 strikes on the board. I should say Landon Webb getting the start up there. Logan Webb, he pitches in the big leagues. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch to Ortiz. High with a fastball, misses Chapman. 14 doubles, 3 triples for Ortiz. He's 1 triple away from the all-time record, which is 11 in a career. 2-2. Good job fouling off a curveball up in the zone. Pat Barry led off by getting plunked. Horner doubled off the wall, and then Julian Jones tripled to the gap. So 2-0 Tech here in the first. As the lefty delivers. Swung on, popped up, down the line in right, foul territory. Long run for the second baseman, Stacy, and he runs out of room. So the at-bat continues. Little different look to the defensive scheme for Bushnell in Game 3 of the series. As the 2-2 again. Check swing outside and low. Great leave that time from Matt Ortiz. Runner at third with nobody out. And a 3-2. Fastball, and he fouled it off again. But even more important with this at-bat is he's been able to see a lot of pitches. And that helps the other guys on the on-deck circle. Another 3-2. and it's fouled off. So for Matt Ortiz, this will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. He was behind at 1-2, worked it to 2-2, worked it to 3-2. And the delivery. That's ball 4. What an at-bat for Matthew Ortiz. Runners at the corners and nobody out for Keanu Mizuta.
Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 34, Keanu Mizuta.
So early on, a conversation out there on the hill. As not a good start for Max Chapman, as he's allowed the first 4 to reach. And the senior-laden Oregon Tech lineup, which you'll see a lot of seniors play today, has pieced it together thus far. Keanu Mizuta had a sacrifice fly that made it 12-10 in the 8th inning yesterday. Unfortunately, Tech was unable to hold the lead. With the lefty, it makes it a little more difficult for the runner at first to try and swipe a bag. And just as I suspected, Chapman with the slide step over, try to keep Ortiz near the pillow. Corner infield still playing in. And the delivery by the lefty away outside for ball 1. Mizuta has driven in 23 on the season. 11 doubles and 3 home runs. And the pitch to the switch hitter, it's fouled off. Mizuta last Saturday hit a towering home run over the left center field wall against Corbin from the right side of the plate. First and third with nobody out. And Richards to the plate. And it's a swing and a miss, came inside with a changeup. The count is 1-2. Kala Tam, the batter on deck, he has had a huge series with the stick. Outfield playing Mizuta a little bit around to right. As the lefties pitch, and it's fouled off the mask of the home plate umpire. So we'll take a little bit of a breather. And this has been a beleaguered crew during this series from the standpoint. Foul tip day 1 hurt the plate umpire. And then later in that same inning, field umpire took a line drive off his inner thigh. And you see sometimes plate umpires wear the full mask like you see right now that Nate Stevens is wearing just to their left. A lot of times they wear the pull over a cap, and as I like to call it, the old school method, but that also exposes a little bit of the top of your head depending on where that ball's fouled off. And that one came right off the bat of Mizuta. It might have clipped his mask, but may also skim the top of his noggin. So the count will be a ball and 2 strikes. Matt Ortiz over at first, Julian Jones standing at third, and nobody out here in the opening inning. And you don't realize what an umpire a lot of times has to go through. You know, in my years when I was doing youth baseball, you know, especially at that level, a lot of times the ball's not going to get stopped by the catcher, so you're getting drilled left and right nonetheless. But seemingly it's easier the higher up the level you go because of the job the catcher does. So we'll try it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch is a swing and a fly ball deep down the line and left, hooking into the corner. That ball is foul off the bat of Keanu Mizuta. A changeup on the outer third, and a little early on the swing that time was Mizuta. The left fielder Richter was playing a little bit closer to left center. And so if that ball would have fallen, would have been an easy 2-base hit. It's Richter, Hudler, Jennings, the outfield. Kerr, Stoner, Stacy, and Chris, third to first around the infield. A ball and 2 strikes the count to the senior from Redding, California. And working from the stretch, the pitch by Chapman, again fouled off. So after Mizuta had gotten behind in the count at 1-2, he has fouled off 3 consecutive pitches. The delivery. Fastball inside and low, I guess. Ball 2. That's a good pitch. Had gone changeup in that spot earlier in the at-bat. Came back with a fastball. 2-2. Swung on a fly ball deep down the right field side. It'll hook foul. And we'll try it again. Eerily similar to the Ortiz at-bat. This will be the 9th pitch of this at-bat. Ortiz had walked on 10 pitches. Two, runner goes. The pitch fouled straight off. And what it does is just eats into the innings for the starter. But the one thing is, with that extra day of rest, the bullpen's fairly fresh. 2-2 again. Mizuta swings, and it's a line drive deep down the left field line. This ball's going to stay fair. It'll roll down the corner. Ortiz will head to third. Mizuta in at second with a run-scoring double. Make it 3-0 Oregon Tech. Still nobody out in the inning. Jones able to score from third, and Ortiz goes first to third. The left fielder, Kala-Tam. And looks like they're going to give a little bit of time for Mizuta to get his equipment to Ryan Linden over there. 2 doubles and a triple here in the inning. Still nobody out. And Kala-Tam an opportunity. He has driven in 7 in the series. And the pitch to Kala is upstairs for a ball. Career high 45 RBI for the young man from Hawaii. And his high school buddy on deck in Chase Adani. The pitch, curveball on the outside edge for a called strike. So a quick start for Tech here in the first on getaway day for the Beacons. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery from the lefty is a fastball that misses low. Chapman's next pitch will be his 30th. He is yet to get an out. Mizuta at second, Ortiz at third. And the 2-1, fastball right down the middle, a called strike. Sunday morning here in Klamath Falls. The party deck is in full force. As a 2-2 delivery is a swing and a fly ball lifted foul. And how about the fact that Ortiz wins a 10-pitch at bat and Mizuta wins a 10-pitch at bat? Now can Kala-Tam win a 6-pitch at bat? Chapman's pitch is fouled off, and they just keep battling. Tech trying to pick up win number 35, which would set an all-time program record. 2-2. Way high. That's all the way to the screen. Here comes Ortiz to score. Tack on another for the Hustlin' Owls. It's 4-0. Oregon Tech. And Kala-Tam has worked the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Corner infield comes in, the pitch. Swung on and fouled away again. It'll be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. So you've had a 10-pitch at-bat, a 10-pitch at-bat, and a 9-pitch at-bat. Ricky Walker has to be pleased in that dugout. 3-2. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. First out of the inning. Elevated pitch that time to get Tam for the first out.
Batting 7, third baseman, number 4, Chase Hadani.
So Tam down on strikes. Here's Hadani. Chase Hadani hitting .238 on the year. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Tech with 4 across here in the inning. They benefited by a hit by pitch and a walk. As the toss to Hadani swung on and fouled away off the right field side. Again, the breeze blowing its typical direction today. It'll be that way all day. From foul pole to foul pole, left to right field. 0-2. And Hadani goes down swinging. So back-to-back strikeouts for Chapman. That one on 3 pitches.
Batting 8th, the center fielder, number 1, Dane Bradshaw.
So it'll be up to Dane Bradshaw to try to deliver Mizuta from third base. Bradshaw searching for his first hit of the series. As he swings and gets it right there. Base hit sharply into left. And Oregon Tech with a 5-run first inning. And for Dane Bradshaw, a base hit on senior day. And Tech will send the 9th man to the plate here in inning number 1.
The second baseman, number 20, Corey Siracusa.
And so the batter's Corey Siracusa. 5 runs on 4 hits. That's the first single in the inning. As the delivery to the plate, runner going to go, and Siracusa, liner snared by the shortstop, Stoner. But Tech does the damage. We'll tell you about more damage when we come back. 5-0, our score. We head to the second.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
The comfort of home has never been more important, which is why we're committed to delivering affordable, reliable power. Our reliability track record is 99.98%, and we're always working on new and better ways to go even further.
Leading off the Bushnell, second in, right fielder Albert Jennings.
Middle of the order for Bushnell, having to play catch-up as Tech has a 5-0 lead. They bat around in the first, get 3 extra base hits in the frame. As Bronson Chappell to home plate to Jennings, and he swings and misses, strike 1. This not the only 5-0 game around the NAIA in the Cascade today. UBC off to a quick start up in Lewiston. They lead 5-0 in the second. 2 in the first, 3 more in the second. LC's had to go to their bullpen already. as Jennings takes the fastball from Bronson Chapel way high. Albert Jennings, the junior, 3 for 8 in the doubleheader. He had a couple big at-bats in yesterday's win for the Beacons. As the 1-1 is a ground ball chopped towards first. Friendly hop for Ortiz. He'll do it himself, as he'll take it to the bag for the first out. And there's one away for Bushnell here in the second.
The center fielder, number 13, Will Hudler.
And up steps yesterday's hero for the Beacons, Will Hudler. Hudler hitting .340, 9 home runs. He's driven in 34, but had the go-ahead RBI single with 2 outs off of Caden Melzer in the 9th to break a 12-12 tie. As he went around on a defensive swing on a pitch in on his hand, strike 1. He was crossed up and then some, thinking it was slider coming. Got the 2-seam in on his hands, and it's where you almost hurt your back on a swing like that. 0-1. Good fastball again, working the inner third is Bronson Chapel. You got to get your front foot down quickly to be able to get around on that pitch. Quickly ahead is Chapel at 0-2. And his delivery to Hudler is the slider, and it's a one-hopper to Siracusa at second. And there's 2 down. Siracusa, for the kids that are here in attendance watching, picture-perfect defense right there. Got down on that ball, gloved in, no way that ball's going to get by him, and made the easy toss.
The first baseman, number 5, Cade Christ.
So 2 gone. Cade Christ, the batter, had a 2-run single in yesterday's win. And Bronson Chapel delivers. The slider, a strike. 0-1. Oregon Tech will be the 3 seed. They will play the loser of today's Lewis Clark State UBC game in their opener in the conference tournament. What a pitch that time by Chapel. They're guessing. Literally guessing. Now you guess right, and all of a sudden good things happen. You don't guess right, the swing looks like that. 0-2. And that's a good miss that time from Chapel. No reason to put that pitch in the zone. If you get a chase, that's good. If not, now gets them thinking just a bit. Guarding the line at third is Adani, the 1-2 from Bronson Chapel. Just low. They'll ask, did he go around? And the field umpire says no. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the big slugger from Springfield. Completely closed stance from the right-hand side of the plate. And Chapel delivers. Right there for strike 3. And the inning is over. Went backdoor with a slider. And Bronson Chapel's retired the first 6 in order. We go bottom of 2. 5-0 Tech on the Owl Sports Network.
The cars we drive play an important part of our everyday. Whether we're going to work, dropping off the kids at school, or maybe even on that first date. Vehicles we drive play an important role in all of that. And that's why at Klamath Falls Subaru, we are so passionate about getting you the long-lasting vehicle that you will love. When you come to our store, you'll find that every department is dedicated to caring for our customers, which is why I can proudly send anyone here knowing that they will be treated like family. Stop by and say hi, because whether you've driven 1 mile or 1,000, when you come to Klamath Falls Subaru, you're coming home.
Tech will start the second inning the same way they started the first, with Pat Berry, and the first pitch to him nearly hit him again. So there's been 3 pitches, all of them up near the ear hole of Barry. Pat said something to the catcher in Nate Stevens and like, come on, man. And Stevens kind of barked back at him. Hey, if you want to hit somebody, hit them. You don't play around the head area. That's for sure. I saw Kevin Olmstead come down the third base line just a bit. I don't think they've warned anybody yet, but the umpire kind of had to get in the way of Stevens and Barry. And the 1-0, Barry shows bunt, and for the first time today, nothing near the head of Pat Barry, and it's 2-0. Barry in the series 7 for 8, his batting average back above the 400 mark as they toss the plate downstairs for ball 3. And if he loses them, I wouldn't be surprised Barry says something to the pitcher running down the first base line. Not really what you want to deal with going into the conference tournament, but it's baseball. And the delivery, there's a strike. First strike that the kid from Reno has seen today. Doubled twice and tripled in game 2 yesterday. As Chapman's pitch is a line shot right back where it came from. Make it an 8-hit weekend for Pat Barry. Tech seeing the ball extremely well thus far today.
The catcher, Tyler Horner.
Already 5 hits in the contest. And I was wrong. Pat Barry, 8 hits on the weekend. A guy who will definitely be in consideration for League Player of the Week. As Tyler Horner takes a strike. Horner doubled off the right field wall his first time up to give Tech the lead. It was his 20th double of the year, 1 away from his own school record. And the lefties pitch to Horner, and he fouls it off the left field side. Chapman has thrown 46 pitches already, and there is yet to be an out in the second inning. Wind blowing out to right. They'll throw over to first to keep Barry, who has stolen 15 bases this season, a little bit closer to the back. Left-hander from the belt. The pitch to Horner is a swing and a ground ball rolled off the first base side and foul. Again, Tech will hit the road either to Vancouver or to Lewiston for the conference tournament starting Friday. Be 3 games played on Friday. Bushnell play in the opener. 0-2 again. Horner swings. It's a slow roller towards first. Crystal go to second. He gets 1 there. They will not be able to make a return throw. Nice job by Chris to be able to get the out at second base and erase the lead runner. Mike O'Daniel will run over at first for Horner. The batter's Julian Jones.
The right fielder, Julian Jones.
Julian Jones, his first time up, took the first pitch he saw from Chapman and hammered it into the right center field gap for a triple. He swings at the first pitch this time and fouls it away. Strike 1. The double by Horner and the double by Mizuta just adds to the Tech single-season record for doubles that have already been set. As the pitch to Jones, high and away. 5-0, good guys. We are in the second. Eastern Oregon leading at College of Idaho. 6-0 in the 7th there. As they've got the runner picked off, O'Daniel going to have to try to hurry his way back to the bag, and he will. Stacy took a little too long to make that throw. And Tech gets a huge break. As O'Daniel was flat-footed, and instead of going back into the bag and conceding the out, forced Bushnell to try to make a couple throws, and O'Daniel was able to get back to the base. So we'll see if that comes into play as the pitch to Jones is popped up and out of play. A ball and 2 strikes on the batter. We're coming to you live from Steen Sports Park and Bocke Field here in Klamath Falls on a Sunday morning. Chapman waits. And the pitch is a curveball, and it's fought off by Julian Jones. Lengthy at-bats were the key in the first inning for Tech. Ortiz walked on 10 pitches. Mizuta doubled on 10 pitches. Kalatam had a 9-pitch at-bat. Unfortunately, he fanned. 1-2, and Jones fouls another off. These two teams still battling for a potential at-large bid potentially to the national tournament. As they'll throw over to first to keep O'Daniel close. Lewis Clark State gets an automatic bid as the host of the NAIA Championships. They'll host an opening round in Lewiston on the 12th of May. There'll be another automatic bid coming from the conference tournament. 1-2 to Jones. He swings and hits a double play ball towards third. Not hit hard enough. Throw over across is in time for an out. Off the bat, thought it was going to be a 2-ball, but the third baseman, Kerr, didn't get a friendly hop and no way to get the runner at second. But they get the out, but a runner in scoring position for Matt Ortiz.
The first baseman, Matt Ortiz.
So see if Matty O can come through with 2 outs. He walked and scored in the first, added to his all-time runs record. And he tries to bunt and bunts it in the air, and it is dropped by the catcher, Stevens, for strike 1. Ortiz trying to drag bunt off the third base side, got way on top of it. Stevens on a diving try, trying to catch it with his glove turned upside down. Not the easiest play to make with a catcher's glove. Normal glove, that's an easy play. They'll look back to second. Keeping an eye on O'Daniel there, and Stacy trying to slide in behind it. Not as easy of a play to make there with a left-hander on the mound. And the pitch. And Ortiz fouls it off. It's 0-2. They're going to go out to second base, and I believe one of the communication devices that Tech uses with their batters to relay signs had to be fixed for Mike O'Daniel. The toss to the plate. Ortiz again just keeps fouling him off. Ortiz, one of the guys that's surely going to be missed next year, but a mainstay in the order for 4 seasons. O'Daniel goes for third. The pitch way high, throw through to third base, and he's safe. Mike underneath the tag. Add a stolen base for the Hustlin' Owls for Mike O'Daniel. Give him 20 on the year. As he joins Tam along with Jones with 20 or more stolen bases. And now a base hit here from Ortiz adds to the Tech lead. Chapman's pitch. Curveball line to right. Right at Jennings. He drifts back 2 steps, has it, and the side is retired. In the second for the Hustlin' Owls, no runs, a hit, they strand a man. We go to the third. It's Oregon Tech 5 and Bushnell 0.
Papa Murphy's new cheesy stuffed crust pizza. Made fresh by us, baked fresh by you. Starting at $13.99, it's the hottest, meltiest stuffed crust pizza you'll ever have. Because it goes straight from our kitchen to yours. For fresh out of your oven, piping hot, cheesy goodness. It's what stuffed crust pizza should be.
Leading off the Bushnell third inning, third baseman, number 3, Liam Kerr.
Liam Kerr, Caleb Richter, and Jake Stoner. The 3 for Bushnell here against Bronson Chapel in the third, and the right-hander's pitch, a high fastball across the letters for a strike. 0-1. Bronson Chapel, third inning of work in his final start here in the Basin. As his delivery to the plate, that one just a little high, and it's 1-1. A guy who last season was phenomenal. 9-3 mark, set a school record for strikeouts. He's over 100 for his career. As the delivery to the plate, just high again. Struck out 10 last year in a loss against Central Methodist, a team that qualified for the NAIA National Tournament. That was back in Louisiana where they played them. 2-1. Slider, and it's fouled away. Liam Kerr from Vancouver, Washington. He's a senior. Hitting .313 with 5 runs batted in. You can hear the wind gusting. We expected that today. Should gust up to around 20 miles an hour. The 2-2. That was a chase pitch that Kerr did not offer at, and the count goes full at 3-2. Top of the third inning, Tech with the 5-run lead. Horner sets up on the outer third. The payoff from Chapel is a slider, and it's a broken background ball at second, and Saracusa will throw him out. The bat didn't break this time. If we'd have been playing with a wood bat, that bat shatters in the hands of Liam Kerr, but 1 out on the board.
Left fielder, number 23, Caleb Richter.
That's the difference between college ball and pro ball, the fact that pitcher can use his stuff to try to manipulate the game. As a delivery to Caleb Richter, that's a strike, a high school teammate of Oregon Tech right-hander Isaac Hill at Hidden Valley High in Murphy. 0-1. Swings through a slider. You can call it Murphy. You can call it Applegate Valley. You can call it Grants Pass, however you want to. Just up there last week. Pretty country there around Hidden Valley High School. Chapel's 0-2. That's a 2-seam down in the zone. Dominic Signorelli has hit a home run for Lewis Clark State, cutting into the UBC lead. It's now 5-1 T-Birds in the third. 1-2 pitch. And a good take from Richter on the fastball above the letters. It's 2-2. Number 9 hitter Jake Stoner waits next. The 2-2. Trying to throw a slider, trying to backdoor the slider on the outside edge, and Chapel's seen the count run full. Second consecutive batter that Bronson Chapel has worked to a 3-ball, 2-strike count. And the delivery to Richter is a fastball, and it's fouled away on the third base side. So we'll try it one more time. Real nice crowd here this afternoon. I see a lot of students from Tech that have made their way here to the ballpark today. Another 3-2. Swung on again. Good at bat for Richter as he fouls that pitch off. Again, we'll have full coverage of the Cascade Conference baseball and softball tournaments this week. Make sure to go to OregonTechOwls.com. We'll keep you abreast of everything going on. The 3-2, and Chapel lost it. First base runner for Bushnell here this afternoon.
The shortstop, number 2, Jake Stoner.
Oregon Tech softball play host to the Cascade Conference Championship starting at 9 a.m. on Friday. We'll have all 4 games of day 1 and all 4 games of day 2 right here on the Owl Sports Network. And then either 2 or 3 games coming up a week from today that'll determine who gets the second automatic bid to the NAIA Championships in softball. As Chapel's fastball strike to Stoner. With their regular season title, the Lady Owls have clinched their 11th consecutive trip to the national tournament. They'll head into the tourney with a 41-7 record. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Horner with a throw down to second. The tag there. Good night. Caleb Richter. Saracusa with the tag. The count 0-2. You saw the quick transfer that time from Tyler Horner. And that's why he's got a chance when this season is done to be able to play at that next level. Excited for him and what his future could bring. 0-2 from Chapel. Swing and a miss, inning over. Despite the walk, the side goes down in order. We go bottom 3, 5-0 Tech on the Owl Sports Network.
At Oregon Tech in Klamath Falls, we produce some of the highest paid graduates in the state. We also have a competitive athletic program, all-season recreational opportunities, a thriving student life, and an average student-to-teacher ratio of 14-1. Get more out of your college experience with Oregon Tech in Klamath Falls.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Leading off the Oregon Tech third, designated hitter, Keanu Masuda.
Tackle send up. Keanu Mizuta, Kalatam, Chase Adani, 5, 6, and 7 here in the third. And the left-hander, Max Chapman, misses down low for ball 1. He has thrown 60 pitches through the first 2 innings. As Mizuta takes a strike to even the count. And this is a Bushnell team that doesn't tax their pitchers much. So you would think the bullpen's going to get started sooner than later. As the count moves to 2-1 on Mizuta, who doubled in a run. Back in a 5-run first inning. As he lined one into the left field corner. 2-1 pitch. Checks his swing on a low strike called at the plate. Must have been at the kneecap. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chapman trying to work a quick inning as that pitch chopped down the third baseline. Kerr with a nice scoop on a tough hop. As the Baki Field hops are never the easiest, especially as the field starts to dry out after all the rain we've had the last 2 days. But there's one out on the board.
The left fielder, Kala Tam.
As up steps Kala Tam, who had a 9-pitch at bat, but he was retired on a strikeout. And he shows bunt, and he tries a push bunt first base side and fouls it off. Chapman has struck out 2. He has walked 1, given up 5 hits. He has thrown 65 pitches. The 0-1 to Tam. Swings, and it's a line drive into left, a base hit. That'll fall in front of the left fielder, Richter, and Tam will take a big turn and hold with a 1-out single. So Colatam continues his good series. And the batters, Chase Hadani.
The third baseman, Chase Hadani.
As the batters, Chase Hadani. Chase Hadani and Colatam both went to Maryknoll High there in the Islands. Gosh, how fun would it be if you have a school, not a big school, and you have 2 guys of the athletic prowess of Tam and Hadani on the same team. As Hadani takes strike 2, he's in a hole. I've always thought about that. You know, it's got to be fun growing up with and playing ball with your buddies, and now go to college for 4 years with your buddy. As I'll throw over to first to keep Hadani close. It just makes life that much easier having someone that you trust with you every step of the way. 0-2. Hadani takes it on the outside corner, and he's down on strikes. Watch strike 3 on the outer third for the second out here in the inning.
Center fielder, Dane Bradshaw.
The batter, Dane Bradshaw, who singled home a run in the first to cap that 5-run inning. Tam a threat to go over at first. The pitch to Bradshaw at the knees on the outside edge. Five runs, 6 hits for Tech. Bushnell is at only 1 base runner. And a long pause, and now the pitch chopped down the third base side, fair. That's going to roll down into the left field corner. Tam to third, he will be held as Dane Bradshaw, the double, the ball kicks away, throw home, sliding, save! The throw in from the left fielder, Richter, way offline. Bradshaw, the double, the air scores the run. It's 6-0 Tech.
The second baseman, Corey Siracusa.
So Dane Bradshaw gets credited for the double, no RBI. Tam to third, scores on the throwing error. That eluded the third baseman, Kerr. And the pitch to Corey Siracusa, a high strike. Siracusa scorched a ball that Stoner, the shortstop, had to climb the ladder to go get to retire the side in the first. And they'll back pick at second, but Bradshaw well in front of the Tech. So just as Tech extends the lead, UBC extends the lead. Seems like every time Tech scores, BC does. They lead 7-1 now. As they'll back pick at second once again. RBI triple from Trent Linehan. Aaron Marsh with an RBI single. As UBC now leading 7-1. And they'll back pick another time. Corey Siracusa hitting at a career best 357, 21 RBI, 7 doubles on the year. As the lefty kicks and fires a strike on the inner half of the plate to Siracusa, and the count is 0-2. Pat Barry would be the batter next if Siracusa is able to reach. He's got a big hole on the right side. As Richards' pitch went that way with a fastball, and it's way high. Dane Bradshaw, 2-hit day on his final game here in the Basin. As the pitch to Syracuse is a curveball, and he fought it off. The goal today, you would think, for Tech is to try to get as many seniors into the game one way or another. One, two. Curveball. Ooh, they rung him up. Looked way off the outside edge. Syracuse, I wouldn't be happy with that at bat, not from Syracuse's side of things, but for the size of the strike zone in that AB. But Tech will add a run on 2 hits. 1 error and 1 left. We're going to the 4th with Tech leading 6-0.
Hey, on the mountain we've got a saying. Get off your... Touchdown! Woo! Mountain Dew!
The cars we drive play an important part of our everyday. Whether we're going to work, dropping off the kids at school, or maybe even on that first date. Vehicles we drive play an important role in all of that. And that's why at Klamath Falls Subaru, we are so passionate about getting you the long-lasting vehicle that you will love. When you come to our store, you'll find that every department is dedicated to caring for our customers, which is why I can proudly send anyone here knowing that they will be treated like family. Stop by and say hi, because whether you've driven 1 mile or 1,000, when you come to Klamath Falls Subaru, you're coming home.
Leading off the Bushnell Ford, catcher Nate Stevens.
Top of the order for Bushnell here in the 4th. Tech leading by a score of 6-0. As it'll be Stevens, Stacy, and Wilson against Bronson Chapel, who's been in command through the first 3. And the delivery to the plate, a fastball inside and low. I guess it looked like the same pitch they rang up Corey Syracuse on. But it's a little different when an umpire having a guy coming from the right side than the left, so the spin a little bit different. 1-0. That's fouled off. Again, we were talking about Tech hosting the softball championships this coming week. It'll be College of Idaho and UBC playing the opener at 9 o'clock on Friday. Eastern Oregon will take on Carroll at 11:30. 1-1. Good breaking ball from Bronson Chapel to get himself ahead of the count. Tech will play the 2 o'clock game against the UBC C of I winner, and then Southern will take on the winner of Eastern Carroll at 4:30. Don't want to miss those games. Chapel's pitch just high. And then we'll have elimination games on Saturday, and then the championship round on Sunday. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Took something off that pitch. And for Bronson Chapel, his 3rd punch out.
The second baseman, Ethan Stacy.
Unlike in baseball where there's just one automatic bid per se, baseball gets lucky because Lewis Clark State gets an auto bid, so there really is 2, but you know one of them is going to LC. Softball, you get 2 true bids. As Chapel's pitch to Stacy's a strike. The regular season champ, which is Oregon Tech, and then the winner of the tournament will also get an automatic bid. If Tech wins it, it's the team they play in the championship game. 0-1. Ground ball on one hop. Gets through Syracuse, and everybody is safe. Tough play made that time from Corey Syracuse as it went right off the heel of his glove. And the batter's Jordan Wilson.
The designated hitter, Jordan Wilson.
Jordan Wilson, thus far, is 0 for 1. Just the second base runner for Bushnell. Wilson popped up to the catcher Horner to end the first. As Chapel waits, delivers, and it's fouled off in the box. Strike one. I know Siracusa, they're going, I should have made that play. Guy who defensively has come leaps and bounds from his sophomore season 2 years ago here at Oregon Tech. Guy who learned the position and has really excelled, especially here during his senior campaign. Chapel looked to first, not giving his best move. Saw Tim Williams with his power move over to first base the other day, nearly picked off a man. 0-1, the slider. Looked like he went. Field umpire's not going to make that call, though. And the count to 1-1. More often than not, you will see that field umpire not bring up the right hand on a check swing when he's in the middle of the diamond, as the pitch skied into shallow right. Jones coming in. He'll be there to make the catch for the second out. The batter's Jennings.
Right fielder Albert Jennings.
Jennings, .339 hitter on the year. 9 home runs and 28 RBI. He is one of 4 guys on this Bushnell team that have 9 or more home runs. A good change up on the outer third. Eastern Oregon now leading College of Idaho in the 6th, 7-1. Oh, 1. That got him. Got him in the front leg. So 2 on with 2 outs for Will Hudler.
Center fielder Will Hudler.
Will Hudler, big kid. 6'4". Transferred in from Division II Belmont Abbey. Wide open stance from the right side. And Chapel's pitch to him is lined to right. That should end the inning. Out there works Julian Jones to put it away, and the side is retired. We are through 3.5. Tech leading 6-0.
Hey, grab me one too.
Leading off the Oregon Tech board. First stop, Patrick Perry.
Patrick Berry to lead off an inning for the third time today. He's been aboard twice, he's scored twice, and he swings. It's a hard hit ground ball, fair inside the bag. That's going to roll down into the left field corner. Trying to dig it out of there is Jennings, and in at second goes Patrick Berry one more time. 9 for 10 on the weekend for Pat Berry and his third two-base hit.
The catcher, Tyler Horner.
And the batter's Ty Horner. Lefty-lefty matchup, and the pitch to Tyler way high. Horner doubled in a run his first time up. And back in the second inning, advanced a runner with a ground ball out. Richards to the plate, and it bounces in. 2 balls and no strikes. I look down into the Bushnell bullpen. Do not see a ball moving right now. Chapman has thrown 79 pitches. Tech leading 6-0. And the pitch to Tyler's cut on and miss. Good off-speed pitch. Lewis Clark State in the 5th, trailing 7-1. They've stranded 6 runners through the first 4 innings. 2-1, downstairs and away. Tech is out-hit Bushnell 8-0 as Horner fouls this one off. Tyler Horner with that double. It was his 20th of the year, giving him 61 runs batted in on the campaign. As the lefties pitch to Horner, hits him. Horner wears that one on the front shoulder. Tyler ranks 4th all-time in hit by pitches and adds to that number.
The right fielder, Julian Jones.
So Mike O'Daniel will run over at first. 2 out there for Julian Jones. Great speed on the base pass for Tech. Infield will play back. And the pitch to Jones is skied foul off the first base side. Kerr, the third baseman, had played in on the grass and then got a message from the dugout that said, I don't think Julian Jones is sacrificing. So they drop him back into double play depth. And the toss to Julian, swinging a high fly ball deep center. Hudler going back, away back, track, wall, gone! Into the party deck. I think Larry got that one. A 3-run blast from Julian Jones, his 12th of the year. It's 9-0 Oregon Tech. And that, my friends, a big fly. And out to the mound, it's, I believe, going to be the end of the road for the left-hander Max Chapman. On senior day, opposite field, towering home run into the party zone. And you look out there, everybody out there in the party deck, loving life right now. Tech with a 9-0 lead. They're just hoping that LC can get the offense going. As Bushnell going to go to their bullpen, and the Beacons are going to bring in a right-hander to try to stem the tide after Chapman, their top pitcher statistically on the year, gets bounced around in 3+ innings. The new pitcher will be right-hander Elijah Breaux. We'll give you his numbers here in a moment.
Attention please, now pitching for Bushnell, number 37, right-hander Elijah Breaux.
Breaux on the season, a freshman from Aloha, Oregon. And for Bro, 3-0 record, 3.27 ERA in 11 innings of work, 4 runs, 13 hits, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. As Chapman goes 3+, 9 runs, 8 earned, 9 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. The batter will be Matt Ortiz.
The first baseman, Matthew Ortiz.
Tech would have loved these runs yesterday afternoon. Julian Jones with the home run helps push his season RBI total over 50. And so for Horner, for Jones, and Ortiz, all over the 50 RBI mark. As the sidearmer's pitch gets fouled away from Matthew Ortiz, strike 1. So Bronson Chapel with a big lead. And the pitch to home plate, skied off the first base side and foul. And the count to 0-2. Ortiz yesterday was 2 for 7 with 4 runs batted in. As Bros pitch to him, a slider way outside. It's 1-2. Waiting for UBC to score, but they didn't in that half inning. Every time Tech had scored, UBC had answered as well. As the count goes to 2-2. Not sure if Elijah Bro is related to Zach Bro, who pitched in the Blue Jays farm system for years. Same last name, same pronunciation. As the count goes to 3-2. It's funny that you remember a name that doesn't look like how it's pronounced, but you remember it from years past. The 3-2 to Ortiz, and he's late on a fastball. And he's down on strikes for the first out here in the inning.
The designated hitter, Keanu Masuda.
So finally an out on the board here in the 4th inning. The batter, Keanu Mizuta. And the righty's pitch to Mizuta, who hits from the left side this time, is a strike. Keanu Mizuta today, 1 for 2 with an RBI double. As he swings and hits this ball into left center field and fairly deep. Drifting back, Richter near the warning track, barely hung on to that one. Ooh. That one was a little dicey out in left center field. Richter at the very last second had to drip his glove to go and get to it.
Left fielder, Kala Tam.
The batter, Kala Tam. Kala in this series is 5 for 10. And he takes a strike. And most of the time he would be guaranteed your Player of the Week candidate, but with what Pat Barry has done this weekend is just off the charts. As the count goes to 1-1. Pat 9 for 10, 10 runs scored, and we've still got a ball game and a half to be played. Tam singled his last time up. Bros pitched to him inside, and it misses. 2-1. 9-0 Tech in the 4th. 2-1. Swung on, line drive right field. Jennings going to have to play that one on a hop, and it gets through him. It's going to roll all the way to the wall, and Tam will end up at third. It'll be a single and an error on Jennings, the right fielder. So Tech with a runner at third with 2 outs for Chase Adani.
Third baseman, Chase Adani.
Adani's had a rough go of it thus far. He struck out twice. Trying to get a little 2-out magic to get Tech above the 10-run mark. Tech to 9 runs again. It is crazy how this offense has been over the last month. As the pitch to Hadani inside and low. You look at it and it's staggering that the Tech offense, game in and game out, scoring 8 or more runs for the last month. As Hadani takes a strike. The last time Tech didn't score 8 runs in a game was back on March 30th at Lewis Clark State. Unbelievable. 1-1 pitch to Hadani. Slider off the outside corner. So Oregon Tech, that is 14 straight games. This one now the 15th straight in which they've scored 8 or more runs. 2-1. Slider, ground ball slowly hit towards short. Glove there. And the toss over by Stoner in time to retire the side. However, Tech adds to the lead on the 3-run blast from Julian Jones. 3 runs, 3 hits, an error, and a man left. We're going to the 5th with Tech leading 9-0.
Oregon Tech in Klamath Falls is the home of Oregon's Polytechnic University. We offer hands-on experience from day one in our real-world teaching labs, and we produce some of the highest-paid graduates in the state, entering some of the most exciting and in-demand fields in STEM and healthcare. But did you know? We also have one of the most competitive athletic programs in the NAIA's Cascade Conference, all-season recreational opportunities, a thriving student life, and an average student-to-teacher ratio of 14-1. Get more out of your college experience with Oregon Tech in Klamath Falls.
These days, you can eat about any kind of pizza in any kind of environment, and that's great. But at Abby's, our customers today want the same things our customers wanted way back in 1964. Delicious pizza, shared with family and friends in a fun, casual setting. If that sounds old-fashioned, that's sort of the point. From our 36 locations, Abby serves the kind of traditional pizza that traditions are made of. Good to the last slice. Abby's, a legendary pizza tradition. Yum.
Leading off the 5th for Bushnell. The first baseman, Cade Chris.
Cade Chris to lead off the 5th inning against Bronson Chapel, now working with a 9-0 lead. Tech with 10 hits on the board thus far this afternoon. And the pitch to Chris right there for a called strike. Bronson Chapel, hard throwing right-hander from Harriman, Utah. And he gets the called strike of the outside corner, and it's 0-2. Again, this is the first of 2 today, series finale, regular series finale. That follows us 30 minutes after the conclusion of this contest. 0-2 from Bronson. Swing and a miss again. Good slider from Bronson Chapel for strikeout number 5. And the batter is Liam Kerr.
Third baseman Liam Kerr.
Liam Kerr struck out his first time up. And the pitch to him, a strike on the inside edge. Liam Kerr in a small sample size, .313 hitter with 5 runs batted in. Tech wearing the pinstripes today on a Sunday. And that pitch lined through the middle, of base hit, and the no-hit bid for Bronson Chapel is gone. Kerr able to keep his hands back and line that one right back through the box. And the batter is Caleb Richter.
Left fielder Caleb Richter.
Richter from the left side had a long at bat his first time up. As Chappell's pitch skied to fairly deep center. But the park will hold it out there. Bradshaw battling the sun, has it. A great job by Dane to battle that sun for a moment and then make the play for the second out. Kerr has to remain over there at the base.
Shortstop Jake Stoner.
To the bottom of the order, and Jake Stoner. Runner at first with 2 down. And Chappell's pitch is in the dirt. Horner's got him picked off of first base. The tag there, and he's gone. Tyler Horner picks Kerr off of first to end the inning. No runs, a hit, nobody left. Halfway home in the opener. Tech leading 9-0.
Experience is everything at Klamath Falls Toyota. Experience digital solutions like an online buying process, fast and easy. Estimate your payments. Nice. Value your trade-in and get pre-approved for financing. Do all the paperwork remotely. Choose in-person pickup or at-home delivery. We even offer airport pickup. Klamath Falls Toyota, where experience is everything.
Leading off the Oregon Tech fifth, center fielder Dane Bradshaw.
Senior day for Tech has been outstanding thus far. They lead 9-0. We are in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Dane Bradshaw, 2-hit day. And the pitch to him, and Bros slider strike. Barry, a senior, 2 hits. Jones, 2 hits. Tam, 2 hits. Bradshaw, 2 hits. That's having a senior day, I would say. Bradshaw singled, doubled, knocked in a run as he takes the slider off the outer third from the right-hand pitcher, and it's 1-1. It'll be interesting to see how long Tech rides Bronson Chappell today as the pitch cut on a miss. Partly because he'll be pitching on short rest if he gets the game 1 start on Friday. It'll either be he or Tim Williams that'll start the opener for the Hustlin' Owl. 1-2. That's fouled back. And that's the beauty of having a 1 and a 1A in your rotation. You could throw Tim Williams and have Bronson Chappell right there, or you could throw Bronson Chappell and have Tim Williams as well. Both have been phenomenal this year. It's Bradshaw, Syracuse, and Barry here in the 5th. As Bros pitch, way outside with that slider. British Columbia's added on a run on an Aaron Marsh single. It is 8-2 in the 6th. Up in Lewiston. The count here, 3-2 to Bradshaw. Game 4 will follow us. It'll be Carson Glavich, the lefty, who will get the start for Tech in the final game here at Bocce Field this season. The pitch to Bradshaw is swung on and chopped off the third base side and foul. And if there's something that Ricky Walker has to be pleased with today is the quality at bats that Tech has had up and down their lineup. And the numbers don't lie for the season, as the payoff is popped up off the first base side in foul territory. Should be room for someone, and nobody communicates. The catcher Stevens and the first baseman Chris on the warning track, no one communicates, and the ball just lands foul. So Bradshaw gets a reprieve. And when I talk about Tech, they have walked more times than any other team in the league. They've struck out fewer times than any other team in the league. And they have the highest batting average and the most runs per game than any other team in the league. That's why they've won 34 games. As Bradshaw swings and hits a fly ball deep down the left field side, but I think the park will hold it. And out there is Richter to make the catch for the out, a little bit right off the end of the bat, that time from Dane Bradshaw for out number 1.
Second baseman Corey Siracusa.
Corey Siracusa so far this afternoon has lined out and he has struck out. Bro's done a nice job since coming into the game in relief of Richards, the starter, as he missed with a fastball, 1-0. Oregon Tech, if they win, would set a new school record for most wins in a season. Siracusa takes a strike. And you think about it, before Jacob Garces took over the program in 2021 with Ricky Walker and Kevin Olmstead, they'd had one 30-win season ever. Siracusa went around on that pitch. And that was a year in which Tech played in the Cascade Conference South, or at that time the NAI West South. And the league was Simpson, Bethany, Patton, and Menlo. And they just piled up on wins on those lesser CalPAC teams that year. 1-2. Slider again, it's fouled into the screen. But since Coach Walk came in as the pitching coach, Coach Kev came in as a hitting guy, an infield guy, and you can't discredit what Jacob Garces did. It has completely changed this program as Siracusa hits a two-hopper to second. Stacy stays down on it and makes the play for the out. So 2 outs here in the 5th.
The shortstop, Patrick Berry.
The Owls have recorded 4 consecutive 30-win seasons, back-to-back 34-win seasons. There's still a lot of baseball to be played as Pat Berry takes one low. Pat 2 for 2. He has singled, he has doubled, he has scored 3 runs. As he takes one downstairs again. A guy who has come into this program a season ago and has just taken that shortstop position to a different level. As the count goes to 3-0. And it's not to say Tech hasn't had good shortstops in the past, but none with the all-around caliber of Pat Berry. 3-0. Get me over slider from Bro, and it's 3-1. We're in the 5th, Tech leading 9-0. And the delivery to Berry. Downstairs for ball 4. So Pat Berry aboard again. He has lived on the base pass.
Catcher Tyler Horner.
Tyler Horner, the batter. Horner was hit by a pitch his last time up. And the pitch to Horner is a strike. So a little different now with the righty on the mound for the Tech base runners. But Bro has a quick move to the plate, or at least did so on that pitch. But if he throws that slider, it's not the easiest receive and throw for a catcher. The pitch by Bro. It's a fastball, lined to deep left field, but playable out there for Richter. He'll come in and make the catch, and the side is retired. Tech turned away in their fifth. We go to the sixth in a 9-0 ball game.
Hitting off the Bushnell sticks, shortstop Jake Stoner.
Tech leading Bushnell here today, 9-0 in our opener. To the sixth inning we play, and Jake Stoner was at the plate when Liam Kerr was picked off of first base last inning. And the toss to the plate to him at the knees for a strike. First pitch fastball from Bronson Chappell, who has been in command from the outset. Wearing sleeves underneath the white pinstripes today. The delivery right there for strike two. 0-2 the count. And Stoner going to have to step out of the box for a moment. Around the major leagues today, afternoon baseball on the East Coast. Cincinnati leading Colorado 3-0. That's early on. Milwaukee a 7-0 lead in St. Louis. Joey Ortiz with an RBI double, the older brother of Matthew Ortiz for Tech. Back off the disabled list, had a RBI yesterday as well as the 0-2 upstairs. Houston 4, Kansas City 0. That's in the fifth. Boston at home Boston in Cleveland, leading the Guardians 9-3. And Twins at home 4-0 over the Angels in the seventh. 1-2. We went around. Chappell loved it, showing emotion out there on the bump. Stoner retired for the first out.
Catcher Nate Stevens.
Detroit 7, Baltimore 0, a team that has really gone on the skids this year, the O's. Yankees 9, Jays 1, that's in the sixth in the Bronx, and the Mets leading in our nation's capital 7-1 on the Nats as the first pitch fastball fouled off. Later tonight, Texas is in San Francisco, White Sox in Sacramento, Atlanta in the desert, Pittsburgh at the Dodgers, Tampa Bay at San Diego. And the Mariners host Miami. They beat them 14-0 last night. It's a count to 1-1. And it looks like Yankees and Toronto playing a day-night doubleheader. I'll get you all the scores from today's action. 1-1 pitch. Fastball wasted off the outer third. And it's 2-1. Bronson Chapel has thrown 68 pitches. We are in the 6th. Third time through the order. 2-1. Swung on, ground ball, right side. Garrett Smith with a nice backhand stop, but he'll flip to the pitcher at the bat. Smitty came in an inning ago to replace Matt Ortiz. And the Gold Glove NWAC player from a couple years back makes the tough pick there at first for the second out.
Second baseman Ethan Stacy.
Ethan Stacy, the batter. We're using that silver DeMarini Goods bat. And the toss to him, a strike. In his last outing, Bronson Chapel gave up 5 runs on 14 hits. That's not been the case today. As the toss to the plate, a good changeup. Chapel has walked 1. He's fanned 6. And trying to get through 6 clean innings. The 0-2. It's fouled off. Trying to replicate what Tim Williams did in Game 1 of this series when he did the exact same thing. Went 6 innings of no-run baseball. Tech won that one 11-1. 0-2 to Stacy. Fastball and just getting a piece of it and fouling it off the third base side is the young man from Australia. Tech with 5 in the first, 1 in the third, and a 3 spot in the fourth to build the big lead. Chapel's pitch. Wasted off the outer third. It's 1-2. Waiting on deck is Jordan Wilson, hoping to get a chance here in the 6th inning with a man on. 1-2. Right there on the inside corner. Okay. I think everybody in the ballpark, including both dugouts, thought that was strike 3. Chapper was halfway to the dugout. 2-2. He fires it past to the outside, and it's 3-2. Tyler Horner wasn't happy. Mask came on, looked dead straight in the eye. You could see his eyes as he looked at the plate umpire. Where did that miss? Wouldn't be surprised the umpire said, I missed that one, man. Being honest. My fault. 3-2. Chapel thought he got him again. But a 2-out walk, and now trouble in big Jordan Wilson.
Designated hitter Jordan Wilson.
That was 2 pitches that, I remember back at Corey Siracusa had at bat that he got struck out on, back-to-back pitches that were way worse than either one of those. And the pitch to Wilson nearly grazed him. Ball 1. This is where you got to harness your energy and your focus. (1-0). Swung on, hard hit ground ball. Siracusa has to locate it, and that one ate him up. So 2 on. With 2 outs. Not a routine play, but a play you got to make, especially with the runner heading into second base. And here's Jennings.
Right fielder Albert Jennings.
Albert Jennings struck out his last time up. First time that Bushnell's threatened today. And Chappell's pitch missed low. Got to get that focus back. It's never the easiest thing. A ball, no strikes the count. We're in the sixth. Bushnell has pushed a runner into scoring position. And the pitch to the left-hand batter is fouled away off the third base side. Bronson Chappell in his last start went 104 pitches. So he is well within that mark right now. Trying to get through the middle part of the order for the Beacons the third time through. 1-1 to Jennings. That's low. He thought that he had struck out Ethan Stacy not once but twice. Didn't get either call, and then the error by Saracusa puts runners at first and second. 2-1. Swung on, slow roller. Hit to the right side. Saracusa has it, throws to first, gets the out. The inning is over. Chappell clean through 6. We go to the bottom of the 6th with Tech leading 9-0.
The cars we drive play an important part of our everyday. Whether we're going to work, dropping off the kids at school, or maybe even on that first date. Vehicles we drive play an important role in all of that. And that's why at Klamath Falls Subaru, we are so passionate about getting you the long-lasting vehicle that you will love. When you come to our store, you'll find that every department is dedicated to caring for our customers, which is why I can proudly send anyone here knowing that they will be treated like family. Stop by and say hi, because whether you've driven 1 mile or 1,000, when you come to Klamath Falls Subaru, you're coming home.
The comfort of home has never been more important, which is why we're committed to delivering affordable, reliable power. Our reliability track record is 99.98%, and we're always working on new and better ways to go even further.
At Oregon Tech in Klamath Falls, we produce some of the highest paid graduates in the state. We also have a competitive athletic program, all-season recreational opportunities, a thriving student life, and an average student-to-teacher ratio of 14-1. Get more out of your college experience with Oregon Tech in Klamath Falls.
Leading off the Oregon Tech 6, infielder Julian Jones.
Julian Jones to lead off the Oregon Tech 6th inning. Boy, he has had a day. Got the 2 hardest parts of a cycle done. And he shows bunt, offers at the slider from the right-hander, Elijah Bro, for strike 1. Bushnell has brought in a new catcher. It's senior Brandon Reed from Salem, as he has taken over behind the dish. As the righties pitch to the plate, it's a line drive base hit. That's into right. 3-hit day for Julian Jones, now needing a double for the cycle. The first baseman, Garrett Smith. Didn't get Smitty's walk-up song switched out for Matt Ortiz's. So he got himself a little Javi. As the pitch, a strike. Garrett Smith had an RBI single in Game 2 of this series. Jones a threat to go over there at first, and the pitch to the plate is low. Julian Jones is the league leader in stolen bases with 26. 5 off the school record. And the pitch, a slider, caught the outer third. And you hear the crowd bellowing, knowing that Bronson Chappell didn't get the same call in the top half of the inning. So Garrett Smith in a hole at 1-2. And there goes the runner. The pitch, they said he went around, but a stolen base at the second base. So Smith going to sit down, but Keanu Mizuta set to come up with a man in scoring position. So Julian Jones adds to that stolen base total.
Designated hitter Keanu Mizuta.
So Keanu Mizuta will swing around and hit from the left side. 1 for 3 with an RBI double. And the delivery to him is a swing and a high fly ball deep center. Going away back. Track goes Hudler near the wall. That's gone. Dead center field for Keanu Mizuta. His 4th of the year. And make it 11-0 Oregon Tech. Have a senior day. And everybody in the Homer porch out there scurrying for that souvenir.
The left fielder, Cala-Tan.
And so Tech now 3 outs away from victory. As Cala-Tan will be the batter, and he fouls one off. If they can limit Bushnell to not allow more than 2 runs in the 7th. As a delivery to Tam, a slider off the outside corner. They have gone to the 8th. British Columbia leading Lewis Clark State in Lewiston 8-2. As Tam hits a 2-hopper to second. Stacy makes the play, and the out recorded for the second out. The batter's Chase Adani.
Third baseman Chase Adani.
Chase Adani's had the collar this afternoon. He is 0 for 3. He's fanned twice. It'll be Hudler, Christ, and Kerr due up in the 7th. And I believe it'll be against the left-hander, Brian McClellan, who is up and throwing in the bullpen. The pitch to Hidani is on the outside edge for a strike. So a 3-hit day for Julian Jones and a 3 RBI day for Keanu Mizuta. As Hidani looked like he checked, and he did. Bro's thrown 50 pitches in relief of the starter, Max Chapman. 2-1. Got the call that time. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes with Dane Bradshaw, who's got a couple knocks today, sitting in the on-deck circle. Tech with 12 hits on the afternoon. They've gone over 10 runs again. 2-2. And Hidani is down on strikes. Side retired, but Tech adds to the lead on the 2-run blast from Keanu Mizuta. We go to the 7th, 11-0 Oregon Tech, the Owl Sports Network.
Experience is everything at Klamath Falls Toyota. Experience digital solutions like an online buying process, fast and easy. Estimate your payments. Nice. Value your trade-in and get pre-approved for financing. Do all the paperwork remotely. Choose in-person pickup or at-home delivery. We even offer airport pickup. Klamath Falls Toyota, where experience is everything.
Hey, grab me one too.
Leading off the Bushnell 7. Center fielder Will Hudler.
Ricky Walker going to keep Bronson Chapel out there to start the 7th. Knows how important a victory is here against the Beacons this afternoon. And see if Bronson Chapel could throw a complete game. If he can get 3 outs here in the inning. And the pitch chopped to short. Backhanded stop by Pat Berry. Long toss in time. That's a Gold Glove shortstop play right there from the senior Patrick Berry for the first out.
First baseman Cade Christ.
And Ricky Walker on his way out. Maybe that is going to be it for Chapel. Is he going to go down and get a lefty out of the bullpen or not? And I think they will go get Brian McClellan after getting the leadoff man. They're going to let the seniors get a chance here. 6 1/3 shutout innings, and it'll be Brian McClellan, the lefty, to come in here and try to get the final 2 outs. And for Brian McClellan, an opportunity for him to pitch at home for a final time. And for Bronson Chapel, a dominant performance here this afternoon. As Chap goes 6 1/3, allows just 2 hits. He walks just 2 and he strikes out 6. Trying to pick up his 3rd win of the season, and it's Brian McClellan to come in and see if he can get Christ and Kerr and close out a victory here this afternoon and give Oregon Tech their 35th win of the year. And for Brian McClellan, it's someone who would love to right the ship going into the postseason. As on the year, Brian McClellan has made 11 appearances, has an 0-1 record with a 12.75 ERA, and in 12 innings, 17 runs, 16 hits, 12 walks, and 12 strikeouts. And it has been the last couple outings for Mac that have been the struggle for him. As for Brian McClellan, in his last 2 appearances against Eastern Oregon, he went 1/3 of an inning, gave up 4 runs on 2 hits, a walk, and a hit by pitch. Make it 2 hit by pitches. And then against Warner Pacific, went 1/3 of an inning. He gave up 4 runs, 1 hit, hit a batter, and walked 3. Before that, he was very effective in games against Corbin, Warner Pacific, and College of Idaho. And his job right here is to get 2 outs before Bushnell scores 2 runs, and it would close out a 7-inning victory. The batter will be Cade Christ.
The pitch for Oregon Tech, number 36, left-hander Brian McClellan. The batter, the first baseman Cade Christ.
Brian McClellan from the left-hand side, big, tall left-hander from Philomath. And the pitch to the plate, swung on and a high fly ball left field. Tam going back right in front of the warning track, battling the sun to make the catch. Cade Christ going, if we're playing at home, that's a dinger. Not today. And Tech out away from victory.
The third baseman, Liam Kerr.
Liam Kerr had a base hit his last time up. Standing between Brian McClellan and the 35th win in program history this season. McClellan misses high for ball 1. Caleb Richter, the left fielder, would be next if the game is extended. 1-0. That's a strike from McClellan. And McClellan, a guy who will be huge in the postseason, coming out of the bullpen from the left side. That's the key. Given that, just that option for Ricky Walker. 1-1. Bounces into the plate. Tyler Horn will have to go and track it down over on the third base side. Looks like it will not be Richter to hit. Colby Amaral looks like he will bat for Richter if we get to that spot. 2 balls and a strike to Liam Kerr. And McClellan to the plate with a fastball on the outside corner, a called strike. McClellan could get a punch out here. You would see as big of a celebration as you've seen all year. Tech leading 11-0 in the 7th. And Brian McClellan to home plate with the 2-2, and it's thrown behind Liam Kerr. I think that missed the entire right-hand hitter's box. There was a little adrenaline, I think, that time from Brian McClellan. Outfield playing at no doubles depth. The 3-2 pitch, fastball swung on, fly ball right center field. Julian Jones has it! And Oregon Tech has won their 35th game for the first time in program history. As Bronson Chappell and Brian McClellan combine on a 2-hit shutout. And Tech blanks Bushnell in today's opener, 11-0. The happy totals, 11 runs, 12 hits and an error for Tech. No runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Beacons. Winning pitcher Bronson Chappell. He is now 3-1 on the year. The loss goes to Max Chapman. He falls to 6-2. And the time of this one is 2 hours and 1 minute. Home runs hit both by Oregon Tech. Julian Jones, his 12th, and Keanu Mizuta, his 4th of the year. Game 2 going to follow us at the bottom of the hour right here on the Owl Sports Network. I'm Mike Safford. We'll see you then.